Hey guys, what's up? My name's Christian. I'm a brand new PA. If you're familiar with my channel, you might notice that the background here looks a little bit different than my previous videos. Actually, I'm in my new apartment where I'm working as a brand new PA in a rural healthcare area, hours away from my family, so it's been an adjustment. I've been a PA for about 3 months now in family medicine. It's been a huge process of getting used to it, but I'm finally having a full caseload of patients and I'm really getting used to it and adjusted to it. So what I want to talk about today in this video is the NHSC scholarship. So I'm going to do a series on the NHSC scholarship. This video is just going to be a general overview of the scholarship itself. Well, I get a lot of questions on the scholarship, so I'd love to just answer them all and go through the entire process that I went through with the scholarship that paid for my PA school. So essentially, the NHSC scholarship, or the National Health Service Corps scholarship, is from the United States government, specifically HRSA, and the Department of Health and Human Services. It is a yearly scholarship, usually opens around the time of April and closes sometime in May, although those numbers do vary. You can find the program guide in the description of this video that goes over everything that you need to know about the scholarship. But I'm here to just give you a general overview and my experience especially. So the scholarship is for medical school, PA school, nurse practitioner school, nurse midwife school. There's a few more. Again, you can check the program guide for all the official details and everything like that. For me, it was for PA school and it was 2 years. So the minimum amount of coverage, you can get covered 1 to up to 4 years for medical school, but the minimum service commitment is going to be 2 years. So I have 2 years of service in the area that I'm at now. So with that, a lot of questions come about the service commitment. So first of all, I just want to start right from the beginning. We'll take it step by step. So again, the application opens sometime in April, usually, and closes sometimes in May, usually. Again, that could vary year to year, depending on what the government designates it as. Now, the scholarship application is completely online. It consists of an essay. When I applied, it was 3 essays. Now it's only 1, talking about what your desire to work in an underserved area is in primary care, and how you've worked with underserved communities before. So the scholarship is very focused on underserved, and not only giving the scholarship to underserved people, but also focusing on people that want to work in underserved areas in primary care. So essentially, when I applied, I had a large number of volunteering experiences, primarily focused in the communities and underserved communities that I wanted to work with as a PA. So I talked about that on my application, growing up in an underserved community, facing medical inequities, and how it's going to make me a good provider and want to serve underserved patients in primary care. That is the biggest thing that you can get across during your application. And if you plan on applying, I would start gaining that experience right now, so you could talk about it in your application and really build up your passion for serving in underserved communities and working in primary care. That is the primary thing that the scholarship committee is going to look for. Here's a question I get all the time from pre-PA students. They always ask me, what is the best way to prepare to be a PA and to prepare to get an acceptance into PA school as soon as possible? I think the best way to maximize your chances is to have a great patient care experience under your belt. Then the question is, what is the best patient care experience for a pre-PA student? I mean, you really have to follow your passions, but I think my top 3 are always medical assistant, EMT, and certified nursing assistant or nurse's aide. I think these professions just have a wide variety of settings and specialties you work with and are the best option to prepare you for PA school and also get you actually accepted into PA school. Now, I think the easiest, best, and most efficient, cost-effective, and time-wise option for this is ACT's CCMA program that is completely online. You could earn your degree in as little as 8 weeks to earn your certification. What I love about ACT, not only that is the program completely online and they offer live support for you during your self-paced modules, they also have a job placement where they work with you to actually land a job as a medical assistant to start gaining your patient care experience in as little as that 8 weeks that it takes. And you can do it completely at your own pace, and it is significantly cheaper than doing a physical on a course from a community college or so on and so forth. If you're interested in learning more about ACT's online CCMA program to start gaining patient care experience and getting you into PA school quickly, check out the link in my bio below and use Christian100 for money off your purchase. The application process can be tedious, so make sure you take it step by step. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I know it's a daunting process and you don't want to mess anything up, but I'm more than happy to answer anything on my YouTube here in the comments or on my Instagram, which is in my description. I'll put it down in the caption below. Essentially, after you submit your application, you usually hear back around September, October. I believe I heard back in the end of September that I was accepted. You'll get an initial notice maybe 2 weeks before about your finalist. There's really nothing you have to do after that. It's just a notification they send you. There's no interview process or any initial thing after that. Then you just find out that you either got it or did not get it. From what I've heard, the majority of people who get the finalist notification do receive the scholarship. Now, in recent years during COVID times, they upped the funding for the scholarship and many more people did receive the scholarship. Now, from what I'm hearing with the change in administration coming up, there might be decreased funding for the scholarship. So, I mean, it's on the rocks right now. It's not really entirely clear what's going to happen, but it's always a good idea to consider the scholarship if you're somebody who wants to work in primary care, especially in underserved communities, which is primarily going to be rural communities or very urban metropolitan areas like New York City, big cities like that, or in the middle of nowhere, as they say, which I'm at right now, but I really enjoy living in this rural area. So the scholarship does cover the entirety of PA school. They pay for all of tuition. They give you a monthly stipend. Mine was about $1,400 per month for the full 2 years I was in PA school. They also give you other reasonable costs, lump sum. I think it's around $5,000. I actually received 2 of them, but I think it's standard to only receive 1. So anywhere from like $5,000 to $10,000, maybe for the other reasonable costs. That's covering stuff like books, laptops, anything along those lines. That's just an automatic payment you receive. After PA school, essentially you will apply to jobs like anywhere else. You could apply through the Health Workforce Connector site. I'll have that link below. So that's the site from the government that has all the HRSA designated sites available on it. So a lot of people have questions over whether you're assigned a position or you're able to choose. Now, you're able to apply just like anywhere else. It's actually a lot easier because you don't have to apply on traditional sites. You always can, but you could just connect to employers automatically by the click of a button on the Health Workforce Connector site, which is exactly what I did. I started applying about 8 months before I graduated. I graduated in May. I started applying in like November. When I started to hear back right away, I actually accepted my job in late January, where I had an interview at that place in December. So I started really early because it was a super easy process. And it's great to have that site, and it lists all the NHSC eligible sites, essentially meaning they're in an underserved community, which again is either going to be a rural area or somewhere in the city like New York City. Also, prisons are all usually HRSA designated, but that all depends if you're interested in working in a prison. Essentially, you'll accept your job, and it's just like any other job. A lot of the providers that I work with are not NHSC scholarship recipients. They're just somebody who wants to work there. Pay is normal. The pay is competitive. I'm actually making a little bit more than my PA school student counterparts who went into other specialties that are not NHSC scholarship sites. So the pay is competitive. There's no restrictions. I pretty much practice however I want as if I had never had the scholarship. But I do have the 2-year commitment to work in primary care in an underserved community. So the bottom line is, if you are someone who does not mind working in a rural area, possibly relocating a little bit, if you're planning on the scholarship, you have the benefit of actually going on that Health Workforce Connector site in the bio, and you can check if there's any openings near your area. Again, there's no guarantee that those openings are going to be available by the time that you graduate or start looking for jobs. But it just gives you an idea of what is in the area. When you do plan on applying, you cannot actually apply until you're accepted to PA school and you put down your deposit for that and you accepted that acceptance. So once you have that, you can start your application. I would recommend, like I said, do the underserved service first. gain those hours, gain that experience, prepare your essay, what you're going to talk about, and show off your passion for underserved communities in primary care. So we have a little friend joining us here. And those would be my primary tips for the NHSC scholarship. I mean, really what they're looking for is that you are going to be consistent and stay in primary care and work in an underserved community, and that you're passionate about that, and then you have an experience to back your claims. If you have any questions further about the NHSC scholarship, feel free to reach out to me in the comments or on my Instagram again. And I'm going to be trying to post a little more frequently on here. I know I haven't posted in a while. As a new provider, and clinical rotations was kind of crazy, but now I hope to post at least once a month. So I'm not exactly sure what my next topic will be about. It should be something about being a new grad physician assistant and that process. So thanks for joining today's video, and I'll see you on the next one.